Hey guys, welcome back. In this video we're going to be talking about databases. The only change from last time is I renamed our folder api.example.com. Just a little bit of cleanup. Makes it a little more clear what this is if we were actually building a project out. You might have folders like client.api.com, maybe documents.api or documents.example.com, and so on. Give it feels a little bit more like a real project. Anyway, so the first thing we're going to do is go into our make file and make sure that we have everything set up, because we've only done a basic make file, and I want to make sure that we're good to go. Since it's been 3 weeks, yeah, we're fine. Okay. Anyway, so cd go path, and then we'll go into let's see, where did I put this project at? Source. There we go. Clear API. There we go. We'll make real quick, and then we'll curl localhost 6000, and we're good. Server responded. Okay. So databases. GoLang has a pretty good database engine built right in called database SQL, but I actually like to use this database ORM called XORM. Oh, oops. That is not where I wanted to go. XORM. Right here. And I really like these guys. This ORM gives you a lot of really cool stuff. It makes it nice and easy to build out structs, and I'm going to show you guys in the next video actually how to dynamically build structs with your project so that you don't have to actually write out structs for any simple project. But anyway, so let's actually create an ORM engine. Let's create something here. Okay, so we're just going to use MySQL. You can use whatever engine you want. If you want to use Oracle, or, well, hopefully not Oracle, anything else. And if you do have to use Oracle, let me know, because Oracle is a little bit more complex than the other engine. But anything else you want to use, you can just by replacing the driver right here. Okay, so as before, an ORM is actually going to be a system package, just, so that makes sense. So we're going to create a folder called db. We're going to create a new file called db.go. It's package db, and then let's see here. So first one to do is we're going to create a function called connect, like so. It's going to return. Oh, we need to import the package here. Import. We're just going to copy and paste this real quick, like so. And now we'll just grab. Let's say return. My alarm. Oh, if I could type. Turn. It's going to return an engine. Oops, engine, and an error. Like so. Wrap it in parentheses. There we go. We're gonna do test, and then we're going to create a database test. Okay, so this is saying create a user, use user test, password test, and then a database test. And you can also do this sort of stuff too. TCP, localhost 3306, if you need to use like an IP or something like that, right? So anyway. Let's go into MySQL and create that user. Create user test at, we'll just do anywhere identified by test. Did I mess that up? Oh, I did mess that up. Okay. There you go. Create user test at wildcard identified ooh gosh, by test, there we go, grant all on star dot star, oops, grant all on star database star dot star, so any database, any table to test at wildcard flush, oops, privileges, okay, create database test. Okay, there we go. So now we should have a test user that can access a database test. So we'll do here, we'll say MySQL root, oops, test, password, test, use test, show tables. There we go. Okay. So we should be able to access this DB pretty easily now. Alright, let's exit out of this guy here. Okay, now how do we call this and how do we use it? Well, before we were using relative paths, and I'm going to show you guys how to use, in a real project, how you use actual paths. So all these paths always start, right? Well, let's not get into a GoLang lesson. Basically, all these paths start at GoPath. So for example, you'll see up here, my GoPath, when I went into it, cd GoPath, it started at the Go folder up here. And you can ignore source. So for example, if I wanted to grab this, you can see the path up here. You want to grab it, well, we're going to do this just for now. So learning GoLang api.example.com and then source system db, and then we can say let's see, let's do db error db.connect, and then if error is not equal to nil. Now you wouldn't do this in production, but well, I guess you could, I guess, but we'll panic in case it doesn't. And then you'll see real quick, this should just work. Make db, oh, that's right, we're not actually going to use the engine, so we'll just do this for now. Oh, hold on. Excuse me. Sorry about that. Make. There we go. We have a DB connection to DB. Now, if you want to test it before you actually use it, you can use this, what it's called, get meta, I believe, or is a function here. Just gotta find it. Let's see. It is. Oh, it's gonna be right here. There we go. You do this here. And this, because it actually does access the DB, it's a nice quick little test. You can just ignore the data. So you'll see that you can actually do this. You can say, we're going to do this. DB error is equal to, like so. We'll say if error is not equal to nil, return. Okay. And then we'll say, in this case, it actually is DB, like so. And then return like that. So what that will do is that actually will test the connection, because it's actually going to run and try and grab table information as you read right here. And we don't actually care if it actually turns anything. We just want to make sure that it actually can run. Okay, so boom. All right, good to go. Okay. Now, if you can actually catch the error if you want to. You can catch the data and the error and check it if you want to, blah, blah, blah. But in this instance, we don't really need to, because I know it's going to work, so it's not a big deal. But there, if you want to actually test it before you continue on with the application, there's a quick, easy way to do it. Or you can just directly query a table right off of that. Okay, so now we have a DB. We need to send this DB into our application, like so. So we're going to create a new server. We're going to init with the DB here. Oops, DB. Because we're going to be initializing all of our routes inside the init function. So we're going to need the DB to pass the routes to the different routes. And then we're going to need this guy right here, and then app, the init function here. We need this guy right here. DB. I'm sorry if I sound a little weird. I've been kind of sick, and so I haven't. There we go. Okay, and then we might as well add it. That's great. Might as well add it to the server here. Pointer xorm.engine, and then we can say s.db is db. Well, it can access itself, so we'll do this. We're gonna make this publicly available, I guess, for now. Oh, insert function was hit. Or insert button was hit. Go db like so, and then later on here when we initialize our routes, we'll have access to it. And there you go. Now you have access to the DB. So let's do something. Okay, actually, no, that's probably let's do something real quick and dirty here. We're gonna add a bunch of stuff to the DB real quick, but I'm not gonna do it probably the proper way because it's faster to do it this way for me. Let's see here, cd learning API. Okay, you wouldn't probably do this in production, but npm. Let's see. Where should I end this guy? Well, we actually don't need to say db-migrate create. Let's see. Add users. Oh, that's right. Touch database.json like so. db-migrate configuration. There's the MySQL one. MySQL here, and of course we are not going to do that. You can use it. That's basically environmental variables if you want to go down that route. And I'll show you how to use a Go migration tool later on, but this is just much quicker for right now. Test. 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 There you go. Okay. Boom. Okay. And then we're going to do return db.create table users. In case you're wondering why I'm doing it this way, not just doing it in the command line, this is because migration files are great because later on when you have a big project with lots of developers, you might have 10, 12 guys or whatever work. Well, that's a lot, but working on the project, and they're all going to be doing different things to DB. It's nice to have a migration tool that will dynamically build each person's DB up based on what branch they're on correctly. It makes it nice and easy to build DB. Basically version control for your database. Pretty cool. That's sort of like GitHub if you're familiar with GitHub, which I assume if you're on these videos you probably are aware of, or have used GitHub, or at least familiar with it. So let's do first name, yeah, and then we'll do, don't need that stuff, last, string, of course we're going to need email, string, and then password, string, and actually I believe the length on this isn't very good, so we're going to do it this way here. Default, not null, try not null, true, and then length, let's do 200, and we'll do the same thing for the email. Okay, so now I can say db-migrate up, oops, db-migrate up, there we go. We can jump into MySQL here. Use test, display users, and there we go. Nice and easy, right? And of course, if you want to get rid of it, you can just do db-migrate down, db-migrate down, and then db-migrate Anyway, oh, did I mess that up? Probably so. Oh, because I didn't, no, crap. db.drop table. I messed that up, but you get the idea. There we go. Okay. So now we just keep adding stuff to our DB. It makes it nice and easy. Anyway. Okay, so now we have a connection to our DB. It's passed into our server. And that should end this video. We have a migration tool. We can easily add more tables, remove tables, edit tables, whatnot. I suggest you probably find a GoLang migration tool if you want to be full GoLang. But I actually like to use Node sometimes as kind of a nice little tool to quickly build up stuff, because JavaScript, while dirty, and I don't particularly want to use it in production, it is nice to have some quick little tool to use that can dynamically build up databases. And in my opinion, I actually like this db-migrate tool quite a bit. It's pretty useful, but it may not be everybody's cup of tea. So that's a quick instantiation of a DB in the system. And the next video, we're going to go over how to have kind of this process, because obviously we don't have any structs. There's no user structure or anything built up in our application. We're going to go over how to dynamically build up user structs, and also I believe in the next video or the next video after that, we're going to go over actually how to use the DB and instantiate routes. Alright, gentlemen, thank you so much for your time, and I'll see you next time.